Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. I've got an important Sunday announcement for you. We've heard from the SBA how much money is left in the COVID EIDL pot of money. Money is running out. I will show you exactly how much money is left, how much they are approving per day, and what that means in terms of when the funding might run out. So if you're a part of the 30% of folks who watch our channel who are still waiting for EIDL funding, pay close attention. Even if you don't think you can get any more EIDL funding, one quick reminder on how to check what you might be eligible for in case you want to get some extra funding before it runs out. Many folks we talk to on a daily basis are actually eligible for more EIDL funding, more than they expected. Thanks for tuning in and liking this video, and if you're new, consider subscribing, and I hope wherever you are, you're having a great weekend. Okay, so I heard from an SBA loan officer on Friday who said that they had been informed there were $41 billion left in the COVID EIDL pot of money, and that they're approving approximately $1 billion per day. Okay, so I broke it down here, a little bit of math. It's fairly easy to extrapolate that and see when it ends, but I put it together here to show you. And again, this is all approximate. Things may speed up or slow down. We're just taking a median 1 billion per day being approved. In fact, here's how that may look in terms of approvals per day. There could be 10,000 businesses getting $100,000 increases, 2,000 getting $500,000 increases, 1,000 getting $1 million increases, and 667 getting 1.5 million. Why did I break it down like this? Well, to basically illustrate the difference here, from what we've seen, there are two types of increases / reconsiderations happening. There are the folks who got 500,000 who are trying to get up to 1 million, 1.5, or 2 million maximum loan amount. So that's a delta of between $500,000 and 1.5 million in many cases. And then there are folks just trying to get a little bit of an increase, hundreds of thousands in increases. But just to show you this, that it can be a small number, factoring in the folks who are getting $1 million plus in EIDL funding. But let me show you what that looks like here. Of course, we've straight lined it down to April 14th, when, in theory, the pot runs out of money. Now, of course, that could be sooner, that could be later. I'd probably give a delta of 1 to 2 weeks on either side of that. So that 41 billion was Friday's number. So on Monday, March 7th, we'll expect around 38 billion left. On the following Monday, 31 billion, so on and so forth. Again, this is approximate for illustrational purposes only, but I want to bring up two things. Of course, we put up calculators several months ago so you could see, hey, what am I eligible for based on your 2019 revenue, cost of goods sold, what you've received to date. Just to show a very easy example, let's say your revenue was 1 million in 2019, your COGS 200,000, and your EIDL funding received to date $500,000. You can calculate your total EIDL potential, which in this case would be 1.6 million. So in theory, you'd be eligible for 1.1 million. Now, the important piece this leaves out is the cash flow analysis that the SBA loan officers use. I'm not going to go into this in detail. It's on the Skip dashboard when you log in. So here are the questions to ask yourself before going there. Could funding help your business? Could it help you grow your business, get more customers, get more employees, etc.? Are you looking for funding? If the answer is yes, the second question is, could you use more EIDL funding, 30-year loans, 3.75% interest rate to pay off potentially other business, which you're allowed to do. There's some rules there. According to our last survey, 30% of folks said the number one thing they were doing with this EIDL funding was paying off other business debts. That could be debt with 10% interest, 15% interest, or higher in some cases. So if you could use funding, if you think EIDL funding could help you, you don't mind taking on debt because you have confidence in your business growing, and if you think you're eligible for more EIDL funding, even if you don't know, just book a call risk-free. On a daily basis, we only have a limited number of spots. Just use the link in the description. You will skip the queue and get priority for our one-on-one funding support. The point here is that once you factor in your net income, other business debts, and personal debts, many folks are getting declined for one main reason: lack of repayment ability. But there are some things you can do to change that cash flow situation that are completely above board and common practice. We first talked about this a few months ago, how your EIDL application can be approved using cash flow addbacks. I can't tell you how many businesses we've helped with addbacks. In short, addbacks are expenses that are added back into the profit of a business for the sole purpose of improving the company's financial situation. Add backs are completed to make adjustments to the business's net profit calculation. For an item to be considered an add back, it must have been an expense or item subtracted from your business profits in some way. You can't add something back if it wasn't deducted to begin with. Let me give you a very quick high-level example. Again, for illustrational purposes only. Consult with your accountant or someone who's done this, or our team that can help talk through the EIDL application. This is Form 1120. It's for U.S. C Corps. You may be an S Corp or an LLC or a sole proprietorship. But in short, you may see that your total income is, let's say, $1 million on line 11. This includes gross receipts, less your cost of goods sold for your total income. Okay, then below that, there's 15 different types of deductions. These include compensation of officers, salaries and wages, rents, taxes and licenses, interest, charitable contributions, depreciation, depletion, advertising, pension, employee benefit programs, and a few others. Okay, so once you add up all those total deductions, you get on line 30 your taxable income. In many cases, your accountant may have tried to get maximum deduction. If that number is 0 or even negative, well then in many cases you're not going to be paying taxes on that negative taxable income. The problem is that this is what EIDL loan officers often look at to check your repayment ability. They want that to be a positive number. Let me pull up another illustration here, Buzz Lightyear Productions, for illustrational purposes only. Let's say you had your 2019 tax form 1120, which I just showed you. Your total income, line 1, was 1 million something. But after you went down and put in all the deductions on line 30 there, it was negative 151,322. Now the point is, are there one-time things that you can take out of those deductions to go back to your loan officer and say, hey, these were one-time expenses, aka allowable add-backs, to try to qualify for the 2 million or 1 million or whatever you're trying to qualify for your EIDL loan. Let's say you added back in another 904,000, so your estimated income with add-backs was 753,000. Factor in any other debt repayments, and your projected total income would be 642,498. And based on that, you should be able to do the ×2 calculation and be eligible for $1.2 million. Okay, all of this is to illustrate the high-level point, which is just because you've been denied or just because you think you've gotten the full EIDL loan amount, you may still be able to get more. There's a lot of nuance here. That's what our team works on a lot of times with you. Again, we're looking about 5, 6, 7 weeks left for funding. So just keep that in mind. Beyond EIDL funding, there are a lot of other funding options out there. Low interest loans, grants. We're seeing more grants. We are picking more $1,000 grant winners. If you could use $1,000, we're picking more winners in 10 days. That's the third Wednesday of every single month. So keep all that in mind. I hope it's helpful. If you want more information as we get towards the EIDL finish line, drop in your comments below. I love hearing from you. We're going to do our best to answer questions this week, not only in the comments here, but in videos this week. We'll do another live webinar this week as well. So drop your comments below. Thanks as always for your support. Stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.